The world mourns the death of Brazil's football legend Pelé, who died on Thursday at 82. Gambia's newly appointed National Security Advisor has unveiled new developments in last week's alleged coup plot against the Barra government. And the Nigerian authorities are initiating measures to improve its gas exports to Europe. Well, these and more coming your way on The World Today. Hello, this is Eyeafrica TV and you are watching the World Today News Bulletin coming to you live from our studios in Banjul. Many thanks for joining us. I am Amadou Kante and now the news in detail. And we begin with the demise of the Brazil's legend Pelé. Now, three-time World Cup champion Brazilian football icon Pelé died on Thursday, age 82. The legendary Brazilian soccer star rose from barefoot poverty to become one of the greatest and best-known athletes in modern history. Tributes have been pouring in for the late football legend ahead of his planned funeral on Monday and Tuesday, with his coffin to be carried on the street of Santos, the city where his career began. Here's more details of that in this report.
And sports fans around the world are mourning the death of Brazilian football legend Pelé after the striker, who won 3 World Cups and became one of the most commanding sports figures of the 20th century, died at the age of 82 on Thursday. Pelé had been undergoing treatment for colon cancer since last year and was hospitalized for the past month with multiple ailments. At Sao Paulo's Albert Einstein Hospital, where Pelé was receiving medical care, said he died at 3:27 p.m. due to multiple organ failures resulting from the progression of colon cancer associated with a previous medical condition. And a funeral is planned for Monday and Tuesday, with his casket to be carried through the streets of Santos, the coastal city where his career began. Prior to burial, Pelé helped Brazil win the World Cup in 1958, 1962 and 1970. He scored 77 goals altogether in 92 games for the national squad during his career, a total that is currently tied for the country's record. Pelé has won 10 league titles with his club team Santos, and at the end of his career he played 3 seasons with the New York Cosmos of the North American Soccer League, winning the title in 1977.
Died on Thursday at age 82 after an illustrious football career, regarded by many as the, of course, the greatest all-time footballer in modern history. Now, moving on, the Office of the National Security Advisor on Thursday convened a press briefing on the recent happenings surrounding the alleged coup plot involving members of the Gambia Armed Forces. Suleiman Jang informed the press that while investigations were still ongoing, the government had a list of individuals, both home and abroad, who were the alleged coup backers. He also revealed that, or what he said was to be the modus operandi of the alleged coupists, among which was the capture of State House and top government officials to be used as bargaining chips in the event of an external military intervention. Mariama Cham has the details.
The press briefing was a means by which the National Security Advisor gave an update on how the alleged coup plotters had planned the seizure of the Banjul International Airport, the capture of State House and other key installations in the country, as well as the arrest and detention of government ministers to be used as bargaining chips, suit in case there was any outside military intervention to restore constitutional rule.
The coup plotters also intended to use media propaganda to promote their takeover, arrest cabinet ministers and senior government officials to use them as hostages to prevent any foreign intervention. They also had plans to retire all senior military officers from the rank of major and above, and also restructure the Gambia Armed Forces. This brief so far provides insight into the plan and intentions of the alleged coup plotters. We could have had far-reaching national security, peace, and development implications for both, but for the timely intervention of the state in unearthing the alleged coup plot.
Suleiman Jeng also revealed some new detail in this alleged coup plot by stating that there were civilian accomplices both home and abroad.
It has been established that the alleged coup plotters made contacts and held clandestine meetings in some places identified within the country as they were planning the unearthed coup plot. Also, reports are pointing to the suspected involvement of sponsors for the coup plot from civilian collaborators who were both within and outside of the country.
Despite the government running ahead and sheltering to give the public information about the alleged attempted coup plot, many Gambians are still in doubt as to the veracity of the government's claims of a coup plot. It remains to be seen what comes out of a probe by an 11-man panel sanctioned by the government to look into the issue when it finally publishes its report in less than 30 days' time. Reporting for Eyeafrica News, I am Yahya Jammeh.
Now, in other news, despite the prevailing global economic challenges, officials of the Egyptian Suez Canal are boasting of a record high income in 2022. Now, the significant revenue increment is attributed to the high number of ships that cross between the Mediterranean and the Red Sea this year, with an improved revenue of about 25% compared to 2021. Authority of the Suez Canal are now working on plans to expand their services. Here's more details of that in this report.
More than 23,800 ships crossed the connector between the Mediterranean and the Red Sea this year. In total, the Suez Canal saw 1.4 billion tons of goods pass through it in 2022. That pushed revenues to reach a new $7.92 billion record, about 25% more than 2021.
I think these record revenues reflect the success of the operation and marketing policies for the Suez Canal. Besides the increment in the fees, the rise in petroleum ships participated strongly as well. The blockage of the canal in 2021 has proved the importance of cost-effectiveness of the waterway, and that helped to increase demand for using it.
Around 12% of the world's trade goes through here, the fastest maritime route between Asia, East Africa, and Europe. The canal's chairman, Osama Rabia, says the record revenue increase seen annually in recent years goes back to the additional expansion to the canal introduced in 2015.
When we dug the new Suez Canal project, we aim to double the canal's revenues by 2023. We are in 2022 and we've accomplished that already. Almost $8 billion. 23,000 ships are a huge number. We used to have 42 ships passing daily. We are now seeing 80. We're also adding services to the canal to expand its revenues further.
The Suez Canal is leading 14 development projects in 2023 worth nearly $530 million. They aim at expanding and deepening parts of the waterway as well as improving its logistical services to crossing ships. The Suez Canal Authority has started the legal process to establish its own investment fund to maximize profitability from its surplus. Because of that and an expected raise in tariffs from 10 to 15% starting January next year, experts are expecting that 2023 will see an even better performance.
On that report there is coming from the Egyptian capital, Cairo. Back to the Gambia now. Yona Forex Bureau, in partnership with AC Money Transfer, celebrate the first winner of its Umrah package. Now, the winner, Omar Koli, is a resident of Kiang-Keneba, and he will be traveling to Mecca later in 2023 to perform the Hajj. Here's more details of that in this report.
The Forex Bureau and Ace Money Transfer Umrah package is a collaboration by the two financial service providers meant to serve as an encouragement to their clients who have been receiving money through their mediums from family members or from friends abroad. The first winner was one Omar Koli from Kiang-Keneba in the Lower River region, who will now have the opportunity of going to the Umrah in Mecca in the new year. The general manager of UNA Forex Bureau, Momodu Bari, explains the inspiration behind the Umrah package.
We are looking for 5 winners, okay? But today we are able to get 1 winner today. So the presentation of the award goes to the first winner, who is Mr. Ibu Koli. It happens that Mr. Ibu Koli comes from Badibo, but he's working for the road construction team that are present here in Kiang, that are doing the road from, I think, from here to the highway. So he happens to be part of the team. Then he received his money in Keneba here. So the sender happens to be the winner of the first draw. So the sender nominated Mr. Ibu Koli to go to Umrah this year, inshallah.
Mr. Barrow said this is the first time UNA is doing such a draw after engaging in food package distribution, amongst others.
Yes, so we've been doing a lot of draws, but this is the first time that we are doing Umrah package promotion. So, but in the past, we have been doing food packages. We have been doing the tandarama, we have been doing the rice, we have been doing the oil, we have been doing the rice, we have been doing the sugar. But this time around, we decided to go for the Umrah package. And inshallah, we hope that it will be a success, and then we might continue doing it, season by season.
Meanwhile, Omar Koli, the regular customer with the financial service provider, expressed his gratitude for the gesture.
Honestly speaking, I am content with UNA's service because they are trying to make sure that people in remote areas can access money anywhere they are. Instead of paying fares to go to places to get their money, the guy who used to send me money through UNA is my uncle.
The UNA Forex Bureau has been doing a lot of draws on different aspects. However, this is the first of its kind for the money agency to conduct such a draw to put a smile on their clients by enabling one amongst them perform the Umrah in Mecca. Reporting for Eyeafrica News, I am Yahya Jammeh.
And you are watching the World Today News Bulletin on Eyeafrica TV, coming to you live from our studios in Banjul. And from the report there by Yahya Jammeh, we now take a break and come back shortly.
Africa Global, the first and biggest real estate developer in the Gambia and presence in 7 African countries. We take pride in leading innovation in all areas of real estate in Gambia and beyond. We are launching the development of the first smart and modern office and retail towers in Gambia called TAP Twins. TAP Twins is located in the heart of the Kanifing institutional area and 10 minutes drive away from Banjul. TAP Twins is designed to have 5 floors of office spaces ranging from 50 square meters to elevators, central air conditioning, 24 hours electricity, water supply, with the ground floor for banking, supermarket, restaurant, and coffee shop. For your bookings and reservations, please call now on 376-2333 or 776-2333. Thank you.
Welcome back. This is Eyeafrica TV, and you are watching the World Today News Bulletin, coming to you live from our studios in Banjul. And once again, many thanks for joining us. And let's now look at the rest of the stories. Now, Ivory Coast has on Wednesday dished out life sentences to 11 people convicted for abetting and armed groups attack that killed 9 people in the Grand Bossam Beach Resort. Moses Imendi has more details of that.
A court in Ivory Coast has sentenced 11 people to life in prison on Wednesday for their involvement in the 2016 Grand Bassam attack by an extremist group that killed 19 people and injured 33 others. 4 defendants in court were given life sentences along with 11 others who were tried in absentia. In total, there are 18 defendants in the case, but only 4 were present in court, while 14 others, including the suspected mastermind of the attack, are believed to be at large or incarcerated in Mali. Survivors of the attack are reported to have been satisfied with the verdict, but said they will not get closure until everyone was caught. In the operation that Al-Qaeda in the Islamic Maghreb claimed responsibility for, 3 armed men stormed the beach at Grand Bassam and rained bullets on hotels and restaurants for 45 minutes before security forces eventually took them out. 11 Ivorians died in the 2016 attack, while 4 French citizens were also killed, and other victims included citizens of Germany, Lebanon, North Macedonia, and Nigeria. The defendants were convicted of charges ranging from acts of terrorism, murder, attempted murder, criminal concealment, illegal possession of firearms and ammunition. An Al-Qaeda North African affiliate claimed that the attack was in response to military operation in the Sahel by France and its allies, but Ivory Coast was targeted for handing over its fighters to Mali. The Grand Bassam attack in 2016 affected foreign tourism in Ivory Coast and at the same time set precedents for various attacks of its kind to unfold. Jihadi attacks have since risen in West Africa as Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso all experience one form of violence or the other. For Eyeafrica News, I am Moses Imende.
Back to home matters now, because the Ministry of Higher Education, Research, Science and Technology recently handed over the project site for the construction of 3 faculty blocks of the Gambia University of Applied Sciences, Engineering and Technology in Brikama, West Coast region. A few months ago, President Adama Barrow laid the foundation stone for the construction of these 3 blocks. Yahya Jammeh reports.
The construction of the first phase of the university will be for the departments of civil engineering, electrical and electronic engineering, and mechanical engineering. The governor of the West Coast region, Usman J. Bojang, said education cannot succeed in the country without massive contributions to its development.
Education is one thing that we all want to see it prosper, and unfortunately, it cannot prosper if we don't contribute hardly to it. If you look at the engineers, the consultants, they've all been outside to do their training. So we have an opportunity here now to train people here. We have daughters, sons who want to be engineers, and it's so hard that you have to send them out of the country. You just have a bachelor's in engineering. So to have more hands today really leading this way, I think we couldn't get a better time than this.
Babakar Semegajane, the project consultant, said the work will start immediately as all arrangements and paperwork has been done for the commencement of the construction of the university.
After handing over, we will write to the contractor and tell them to start, because all the steps have already been taken. So it's just a matter of writing and telling them, now you start. That's called a notice to proceed. The contract duration is 12 months.
20 consulting architects have been contracted to supervise the work on the first phase of the construction and develop a master plan for the university. Reporting for Eyeafrica News, I am Yahya Jammeh.
And from the report by Yahya Jammeh, now on to our final story. The significant deficit of gas supply to Europe triggered by Western sanctions on Russia due to its invasion of Ukraine availed Nigeria the opportunity to augment its gas exports to the continent. Now, stakeholders within the country's oil sector welcome the opportunity, with some hoping that the increase in gas export will enhance development and create more job prospects in the country. Authorities of the West African nation are currently working with partners to explore its gas export potential. Here's more details of that in this report.
The ongoing Russia-Ukraine conflict has created a supply gap in Europe, with countries in the EU region bypassing Moscow after imposing a raft of sanctions and are now eyeing gas from alternative sources. Nigeria, which is the custodian of Africa's largest natural gas reserves, is targeting to ramp up its export of the largely untapped liquefied natural gas to the EU bloc, which currently stands at a partly 14%.
It means more revenues if we're able to pull it through. It means a shift from dependent on just crude oil to another source of international, although it's also not very good because it depends on international pricing, but at least we now have an alternative.
It will not only bring about development, it will create jobs it will help to remove us from the negative indicators of underdevelopment, begin to push us towards proper development.
Nigeria hopes to hit the new supply milestone to Europe by next winter. The West African nation's efforts to upgrade its infrastructure for gas exports have been in the works for over a decade. The Algeria pipeline and the new pipeline agreement with Morocco are part of actions to fast-track its plans.
And there's the conversation around backward integration, where you get Europe to invest in structure so that we can ramp up production, develop ability to transport, and get gas to them.
Nigeria's gas export expansion plan is capital intensive. Investing in the Morocco gas pipeline infrastructure alone is projected to cost about $25 billion. That's why experts are recommending that a swap deal may be ideal at the initial stage.
You may look at some kind of agreements like, okay, we will build the infrastructure, we will give you gas. We build the infrastructure just like the kind of agreements that we have, the crude swap. You carry our crude, you bring some percentage of what you have taken back to us.
Nigeria's proven gas reserves of over 206 trillion cubic feet in 2021 was worth over $800 trillion. Despite having the most extensive gas resource in Africa, the nation exported less than 1% of its vast natural gas reserves in 2021. There's optimism that the gas export plan will position Nigeria for gains in the global energy transition.
And you've been watching the World Today News Bulletin on Eyeafrica TV, coming to you live from our studios in Banjul. And from that energy-related report in Nigeria, we now eventually bring this news edition to an end. But for more details on this and other stories, as always, as ever, you can visit on our website on Eyeafrica.tv. Now, the World Today News Bulletin will return on Monday. But on behalf of the entire production team, many thanks for the pleasure of your company. Thanks for watching, and we wish you a happy new year in advance. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.